Can we be honest for a moment? You're doing the best you can. You've worked hard, you're following Christ. But deep down, you feel this tension. The constant pull between trusting God and holding on to control. You want to let go, but the fear, it's real. What if things fall apart? What if you're not enough? Today, I want to share something that could change the way you see your struggles, your faith, and your life. Let me tell you about a moment in my life when I felt stuck. From the outside, it looked like I had it together. People would say, "Wow, you're doing so well." But what they didn't see were the sleepless nights, the overthinking, the endless questioning. Am I doing enough? Am I trusting God enough? I was doing all the right things, reading the Word, praying, trying to live in faith, but my heart was heavy. I was following Christ, but I was also clinging to control. It was exhausting. If this sounds familiar, I want you to know you're not alone. And more importantly, you don't have to stay stuck in this tension. One verse that challenged me to the core is Proverbs 16:9. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. This hit me because I realized I was doing everything I could to plan my own life. I was trying to control every outcome, every decision, every detail, because letting go felt too risky. But here's the truth. Control is an illusion. The more we try to hold on, the more anxious and frustrated we become. God never asks us to figure everything out. He asks us to trust Him, even when we don't understand the path. I get it. Letting go feels impossible. You've worked so hard to get where you are. You've prayed, sacrificed, and done your best to follow God's will. But there's this part of you that thinks, what if I let go and it all falls apart? What if God's plan doesn't match my dreams? I want to challenge that fear. What if letting go doesn't mean losing control? It means gaining freedom. What if surrendering your plans is the only way to step into the fullness of what God has for you? It took me a long time to realize this. God's plans aren't there to compete with mine. They're there to complete me. So how do we let go? How do we stop clinging to control and trust God fully? Here are 3 steps that helped me, and I believe they'll help you too. Step 1. Start your day with surrender. Every morning, pray this simple prayer. God, I release my plans to you today. Guide my steps and give me peace. Surrender isn't something we do once. It's a daily practice. Step 2. Look for evidence of God's faithfulness. When doubt creeps in, write down all the ways God has been faithful in your life. The doors He's opened, the prayers He's answered, the battles He's fought for you. Reflecting on His faithfulness builds the trust you need to let go. Step 3. Trust the slow process. Surrender doesn't mean everything will happen overnight. But trust me, God's timing is always perfect. He's working behind the scenes, even when it feels like nothing is changing. I want to ask you something. What are you holding on to right now? What's the one thing you're afraid to let go of? Your career? Your relationships? Your plans for the future? God isn't asking you to abandon your dreams. He's asking you to trust Him with them. Because when you let go, you're not losing control. You're giving it to the one who created you, who knows you, who loves you. Letting go isn't easy, but it's worth it. When you surrender, you're not giving up. You're giving in to God's perfect will. So here's my challenge to you. Take one moment today to sit quietly with God. Ask Him, what do you want me to release? How can I trust you more? And when fear creeps in, remind yourself, God's plan for your life is bigger and better than anything you could imagine. I promise, when you trust Him, His peace will replace your fear, and you'll start to see His hand in every step you take. If this message spoke to you, I'd love for you to share it with someone who might need it. Let's build a community of faith together. People who are learning to trust, let go, and walk in God's purpose. And if you're ready to take this journey, subscribe so we can walk it together.